Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sargajatam Sahagana Raganatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Sayatam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Lalita Shiva Shakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namoste Tapta Kantana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Prananami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarupadascha Kripa Sindhupa Evacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we're continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. When did you celebrate your Janmashtami? Yesterday or today?
Yesterday. Hare Krishna.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
So we're continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, text number 39. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is the third canto, chapter 5, text 39. Vidura's talks with Maitreya. And Maitreya Rishi has been describing an answer to Vidura's question about the process of the material creation, how the Lord with details manifests this temporary world that we see before us. And so in today's text, number 39, it is at the point in the description of the demigods being involved in the manifesting everything that we see. And so today's text, Deva Uchu. Do you want to repeat after me? Deva Uchu. Namami Tam Deva. Namami Te Deva Padara Vindam.
Namam ite deva paradivam.
Prapanata Popa Shamata Patram.
Prapana Sapo Pamatram.
Yanmula Keta Yatayo Najasaru.
Yan mula kita yatayo.
Samsara Dukam Bahir Ukshipanti.
Samsara dukaham bahir.
And the word for word, Deva Uchu.
Deva.
Deva Uchu.
The demigod said,
The demigod said,
Namama.
Namama.
We offer our respectful obeisances.
We offer our respectful obeisances.
Te.
Hey,
Your.
Your.
Deva.
Deva. O Lord.
O Lord.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Padar Aravindam.
Pada Aravinda.
Ravinda.
Lotus feet.
Lotus feet.
Prapana.
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 Surrendered.
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 Tapa.
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 Distress.
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 Upashama.
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 Surpasses. Excuse me, suppresses.
Suppresses.
Atapatram.
Atapatra.
Atapatram.
Umbrella.
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 Yatmula ketaha.
Yatmula Ketaha.
Shelter of the lotus feet.
Shelter of
Shelter.
the lotus feet.
Yatayaha.
Yatayaha.
Great sages.
Great
Great
sages.
sages.
Anjasa.
Anjasa.
Totally.
Totally.
Uru.
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 Great.
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 Samsara dukkam.
Samsara.
Saradukam.
Miseries of material existence.
Miseries of material existence.
Bahi.
Bahi.
Out.
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 Utshipanti.
Utshipan.
Utshipanti.
Forcibly throw.
Forcibly.
Forcibly throw.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The demigod said, O Lord, your lotus feet are like an umbrella for the surrendered souls, protecting them from all the miseries of material existence. All the sages under that shelter throw off all material miseries. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. Purport. There are many sages and saints who engage in trying to conquer rebirth and all other material miseries. But of all of them, those who take shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord can completely throw off all such miseries without difficulty. Others who are engaged in transcendental activities in different ways cannot do so. For them, it is very difficult. They may artificially think of becoming liberated without accepting the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, but that is not possible. One is sure to fall again to material existence from such false liberation, even though one may have undergone severe penances and austerities. This is the opinion of the demigods, who are not only well versed in Vedic knowledge, but are also seers of the past, present, and future. The opinions of the demigods are valuable because the demigods are authorized to hold positions in the affairs of universal management. They are appointed by the Lord as his confidential servants. And the text again, the demigod said, O Lord, your lotus feet are like an umbrella for the surrendered souls, protecting them from all the miseries of material existence. All the sages under that shelter throw off all material miseries, and we therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. So this is very valuable information, I think, because there are so many miseries and troubles in life, this life. Troubles of the mind, troubles of the body, from nature, cyclones, high heat, troubles from other living beings, other humans, insects, animals, so many troubles, and just the struggle to stay alive, to have food to eat and some place to live. So many difficulties, isn't it? And then on top of if that wasn't enough, we are faced with old age, which reduces our ability to enjoy what we used to enjoy. And the teeth go, and digestion, the heart, liver, kidneys, all these things begin to weaken, and we lose strength. And finally, death, leaving this world, and then taking another birth. Now we do it again. Now we do it again. And then we take another birth, so that is a lot of trouble. So Srila Prabhupada begins his purport that there are many sages and saints who engage in trying to conquer rebirth and other material miseries. But of all of them, those who take shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord can completely throw off all such miseries without difficulty. Does anyone remember hearing something, reading, why it is, what makes taking shelter of Bhagavan, Krishna, so special that only that will completely remove all miseries? What is so special about that? That no matter what anyone, what else someone may do, that no other method will completely remove all miseries. Why is that?
Surrendering unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, the way he tells Arjuna on the battlefield that, or in the Gita, he says that surrender unto me, and that's all.
Yes, Lord Krishna advises complete surrender in the Bhagavad Gita. And what is it about surrendering to Krishna that is so different than any other yoga process or any other method for becoming free of misery? Any ideas? Why is it that no other method can remove the regular miseries of life and the miseries of repeated birth and death? Someone must have an idea. What will
Hare
stop
Krishna.
the repeated cycle of birth and death? What is that?
Yeah, I was thinking Krishna is the only one. When we saw he's the only real thing. There cannot be two gods, like two of him. It's only him. So
Yeah.
even if we accept another person or another a way that is not his, is that person is not really God per se.
Mm-hmm.
He's just also under that God you're accepting is also under Krishna. So it's just very much misguided.
Krishna is the one and only topmost supreme being. So who else? There's no one else exactly like him. Some other ideas? What is it about surrendering to Krishna that will free us from the cycle of birth and death?
Hare Krishna. I think as Draupadi, surrendered unto Krishna, and she said, "I have no one apart from you." She was relying on everyone, but then eventually she just put her hands up and said that it's Krishna. It's you're the only one who can save me, and yeah. So it's basically that, to have the full faith in Krishna, and there's no one else who can save us apart from Krishna.
Yes. Her attitude of dependence. No decent person would neglect someone in difficulty who they know is depending on them. Or just like there's so many children in houses around you or apartments. Some of them you may know, some of them you don't know. But how many of those children are thinking of you, that are depending on you? Probably none, right? Maybe. But our children, whatever children we have, we know they're depending on us. Although sometimes more, sometimes less, especially as children grow up, uh, they don't come to us for help as much, right? But anyway, if we know someone is depending on us, then of course, how could we not uh, take care of them, right? Uh, but the cycle of birth and death, I mean, why are we in a cycle of repeated births anyway? How did we get into this mess? What started it? That was a question.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Because of free will, we wanted to come down here and we wanted to be independent of Krishna.
Aha. So we rejected Krishna. Okay. So then that kind of makes sense. Then unless we fix that, then how can we go back to the spiritual world, right? Does that make sense? You can raise your hands or give a signal or something. I know there's reactions
Yes.
in the Zoom, you know. It's nice to participate, especially since we are doing this by the internet. It's different if you're sitting in a temple room or something. So we are here. We're having all of these difficulties originally, as you pointed out, because we rejected Krishna. So how is it possible to completely become free of the difficulty without fixing that, right? So Srila Prabhupada writes that there are others who engage in transcendental activities in different ways. For them, it's very difficult, uh, and they are sure to fall down again. Because unless we fix our relationship with Krishna, we can't completely fix our miseries. Does that make sense? So that's really, really it. And that is why, as you pointed out, Lord Krishna says, Sarvadhamam pariyaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashami ma sucha. That you just surrender to me and I will free you of all, not just some, but I will free you of all sufferings. And Krishna says that for our benefit. It's not that he's some dictator. You know, sometimes there's dictators and they're very controlling. They want everything their way. But that Krishna says, I want you to be happy. So you just follow my instructions, right? And Krishna says, so when Krishna says you surrender to me, it means to follow his instructions, isn't it? It is. We have to take shelter of his Bhagavad Gita. So that in this verse, it says, prapana, which means surrendered. Yat mula keta, uh, in the shelter, just like an umbrella, right? We all know umbrellas when it's raining. Usually we don't like to get soaked by the rain. We get the umbrella and you stay dry, isn't it? So the umbrella of Krishna's shelter, then we are sheltered from the samsara dukkam, the miseries. Dukkam means misery. Samsara, which is the repeated, the blazing fire, samsara. Just like there are the prayers to the spiritual master in the morning, samsara, daba, nadalila loka. That the spiritual master, by giving us the instructions of Bhagavad Gita and explaining how to follow them, he frees us from the cycle of repeated birth and death and from the blazing fire, samsara daba. It's a blazing fire, repeated forest fires. But it depends upon the surrender, right? It says those who are surrendered to Krishna. I mean, that means that we only to the extent that we truly, really follow Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, then to that extent, we will experience freedom from miseries. Just like a doctor, you go to the doctor, I don't feel good. He diagnoses or she diagnoses, oh, you have typhoid, here is the medicine, here is the diet. And only as much as we follow the instructions will we become cured, right? If we don't follow, if we don't follow some part of the instructions, then whose fault is that? You can't blame the doctor, right? Same thing, some friend of yours gives you a very good recipe for making something, cooking something. And if you put the recipe, you put it in the kitchen, you have it in the kitchen. But if you don't follow the instructions carefully, or if you don't put in all of the ingredients and it doesn't come out right, whose fault is that? If you say, oh, this doesn't taste good, well, what do you expect? How could you expect it to taste like they made it if you don't follow it strictly? Does everyone agree? Does everyone agree?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So I say that because we may wonder, well, I'm a devotee of Krishna and I'm chanting, following the different parts of bhakti yoga, but I'm not free of all material miseries. I still have my headaches. Every week I get a headache, and it's very cold or it's very hot. I don't feel comfortable. There's some difficulty in doing my job. What is this? I thought I'm supposed to be free of all miseries. So we have to ask, to what extent am I following Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita? To what extent, how much am I truly following the instructions? And the main instruction, manmana bhava mad bhakto, to always think of me, which means, surprisingly, we actually have to think of Krishna. We always have to be connecting, seeing Krishna everywhere, and thinking of ourselves as a spiritual entity, and meditating on Krishna as the supreme spiritual being, and all of these things that are described in Bhagavad Gita. We actually have to do them, and as much as we do it, we will feel much less material misery. That's a fact. And even more important is that at the end of this life, because of our devotion to Krishna, we'll go back to the spiritual world and never have to suffer any kind of misery again. So that's perfect. So Srila Prabhupada goes on to say in the purport that this is the opinion of the demigods who can understand past, present, and future, and they're very authorized, very powerful entities, and they're appointed. They are the servants of Krishna, just like in the government there in Kenya, any government, any countries. There's the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Defense, right? Different, and there's different ministers. So the demigods, they are the ministers of Krishna. So they say, "Oh Lord, your lotus feet are like an umbrella for the surrendered souls, protecting them from all the miseries of material existence. All the sages under that shelter throw off all material miseries, and we therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet." So they appreciate Krishna, Lord Vishnu, so much. They understand that he is giving them instruction to attain the best benefit, that he is the best doctor, Krishna. And so they appreciate him, and he should be appreciated. It's important, of course, to remember that as long as we are in this material world and we have this material body, there's going to be challenges and difficulties. It doesn't, being a devotee of Krishna doesn't mean, and we should not expect that everything is going to be completely wonderful at every second in an ordinary sense. No. But we will feel less troubled and much less troubled and happy inside, cheerful, much more cheerful by spiritual pleasure, by devotion to Krishna. And at the end of this life, we'll go back to the spiritual world. So are there any questions up to this point or discussions? Any comments about anything? All good? So let's go actually to Bhagavad Gita, and we'll go to the 18th chapter, the text 65 and 66. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, Manmana Baba Mad Bhakto, Mad Yuji Mam Namaskuru, Mam Evaishyasi Satyante, Pratijane Priyo Sime. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So I'll read the purport by His Divine Grace. The most confidential part of knowledge is that one should become a pure devotee of Krishna and always think of him and act for him. One should not become an official meditator. Life should be so molded that one will always have the chance to think of Krishna. One should always act in such a way that all his daily activities are in connection with Krishna. He should arrange his life in such a way that throughout the 24 hours he cannot but think of Krishna. And the Lord's promise is that anyone who is in such pure Krishna consciousness will certainly return to the abode of Krishna where he will be engaged in the association of Krishna face to face. This most confidential part of knowledge is spoken to Arjuna because he is the dear friend of Krishna. Everyone who follows the path of Arjuna can become a dear friend to Krishna and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna. So let me ask a question. If we are not living in a temple and we are not engaged the whole day and night in serving the deity in the temple, cooking for the deities, and dressing and making flower garlands and cleaning the temple of Krishna, and participating in serving Krishna by distributing prasadam and helping people learn about Krishna. If we're not doing that, if we're not there in the temple, then how can we mold our daily life? How could it be possible that we could always be acting for Krishna? What do you think? How is that even possible? Don't we have to live in a temple and serve the deity directly? All of that?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. We are also not living in the temple now, Prabhuji. We have our own home and we are going with our daily activities every single day.
Yes.
But at the same time, we have to think that this, whatever home we are living is Krishna's. And we are just working for him. We clean our home thinking that we are cleaning the temple, Krishna's temple. And when we make food, we offer it to Krishna and make it into prasadam, and only then we can have it. And all the activities what we do to make money, it has to be earned in a honest way, not in a dishonest, not with lying or doing weird stuff. With honesty, if we can make some money and if we can bring home some whatever sattvic food items and offer it to Krishna and eat, then our home itself will become temple, and whatever service what we do will become service to God, Prabhuji. That's what my understanding, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, that's how Srila Prabhupada explains to us. After all, the house is Krishna's. Everything belongs to him. And especially we have the photos of Krishna, paintings or murti of Krishna. One devotee asked Srila Prabhupada that, so everyone will live in the temple? And Srila Prabhupada said, what are you talking? There's not enough room in the temples. We want to teach people how to have temple in their own house, how to make their house temple and serve Krishna. Fortunately, thank God, it's possible. And so, yes, as you say, and working. So I'm working to make money for my temple, for my seva to Krishna, making offerings to Krishna. And also I'm helping or taking care of family members who are part of Krishna. They're, even if they're not devotees, still they're Krishnas. And it's my responsibility to take care of them and make sufficient money. So I'm making money to please Krishna by doing my responsibility, and even equally important is that I can offer donations to the devotees of Krishna and my spiritual master for the preaching mission. And in this way, one can make 24 hours. One can wake up in the morning, oh, today I'm going to get these flowers and offer them to Krishna. I need to clean this room for Krishna today. I'm going to cook this thing. And today I will make so much money, and some portion I will give to my guru or the devotees. And I will use for my service to Krishna. Because after all, I have to eat and stay alive so I can attend Bhagavatam class each day and chant my japa. So the whole thing is so wonderful that everyone, wherever they live, even they're in prison or in a hospital, everyone, if they want, depends upon if we want to, and we know how, you can turn the whole thing, as you say, into the spiritual world, into a temple. So nice. Very good. So yes. So Srila Prabhupada says, these words stress that one should concentrate his mind upon Krishna, the very form with two hands carrying a flute, the bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feathers in his hair. There are descriptions of Krishna found in the Brahma Samhita and other literatures. One should fix his mind on the original form of Godhead. Now here, Srila Prabhupada writes, and he is quoting or presenting the comments of other acharyas, that one should not even divert his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord has multi forms as Vishnu, Narayan, Rama, Varaha, but a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that was present before Arjuna. Now, other places, many other places, Srila Prabhupada speaks a little differently, that it is certainly not sinful, and there is nothing wrong. Some of us may be attracted to Lord Ram, Sita Ram, Lord Nrsingadev, or Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, different forms of Lord Vishnu, and that's perfectly all right. Just Srila Prabhupada is encouraging us that if we can concentrate and focus our attention upon Krishna as he was standing before Arjuna, that is a highly recommended meditation on Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya is offering this most intense bhakti, bhakti love, the most intense, deep bhakti love is in the direction of Krishna in his two-armed form with peacock feather. So that opportunity is offered to us, and we are encouraged to take advantage. But it may be, Srila Prabhupada explains elsewhere, that we all have an eternal relationship with Krishna, and some of us, it may be in devotion to Sita Ram, Lord Nrsinga, Lord Vishnu. Then in the next verse, the famous verse, 1866, Sarvadhamma Pariyaja Mamekam Shalanam Vraja Aham Twan Sarvapapego Moksha Shami Ma Suja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So this connects to, of course, to the verse today and Srila Prabhupada's purport that only by surrender to Krishna, to his instructions, to him, can we be freed. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the Lord has described various kinds of knowledges and processes of religion, knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, of the Super Soul, of different types of orders and statuses of social life, of the renounced order, knowledge of non-attachment, sense and mind control, meditation, etc. He has described in so many ways different types of religion. Now, in summarizing Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that Arjuna should give up all the processes that have been explained to him, and he should simply surrender to Krishna. That surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions, for the Lord personally promises to protect him. So one part of this, as we were discussing, is that the other processes are, you may think of it that the people are trying to do it themselves. They're trying to do it by their own strength. And the difference with surrendering to Krishna is that we are looking to him to lift us up. We are looking to him to help us. We understand that all the results of all activities, failure and success is ultimately in Krishna's hand. We can try and do so many, we can make efforts, but ultimately it depends upon the will of Krishna if we are going to be successful. Has Srila Prabhupada described this about trying to do it ourselves. He gave the example of how a monkey, a baby monkey, holds on to the mother monkey, and how a kitten, how a baby cat is carried by the mother cat. Has anyone heard that analogy? About there's the monkey way and there's the cat way.
Yes, Prabhuji. I know,
So
Prabhuji, what.
so what is that? What is the analogy?
Yes, Prabhuji. Monkey's baby usually hold on to the mother monkey, and it will hold tight enough. So it will even. So we should be like a monkey. I mean, no. I think other way around. The cat will hold the baby with its teeth, and it will carry. It looks like it is hurting, but it's actually not hurting. It's just trying to pick up the baby from one place to another place, and it's carrying. So, but this much I know, Prabhuji, but I'm not 100% sure about which way we have to be following. So God will hold us in the cat way. I think the God will only pick us up, and we can be free, like, okay, God is taking care of us. So is that the thing, Prabhuji? Or
Yes,
we have.
yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe you have seen at a zoo or somewhere monkeys, the baby monkey is holding on to the mother, and the mother is jumping in the branches or running on the ground. Baboons also, the baby is on the back. So that, jumping, you have to really hold on. You have to hold on with your own strength. It must be scary sometimes. And perhaps the babies they fall off, but the kitten is held in the teeth of the cat, and it's very secure, and it's not holding on by its own strength. That's the thing. Is that people try and do these different yogas and different practices to become free of suffering, and they're doing it by their own strength only. But our process is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. We call out, "Oh Krishna, oh Govinda," just like Draupadi was mentioned, that I cannot do this all by myself. Only if you help me, please. If you so desire, please help me. Much easier, isn't it? In principle, than trying to do it yourself completely. Of course, we have to use some of our willpower and our strength, but we are so much, the process is so much just asking Krishna to pick us up. Please pick me up from this Maya. This Maya is attacking me, and there's so many difficulties. Please pick me up, lift up my mind, and away from all of this, and fix it on you. We have to ask Krishna to help us to think of him. We do. Please help me that my mind can always think of you. And that makes it so much more simple. That is of course, the thing is, the conditioned souls, sometimes we want to be able to brag. We want to have some pride, that, oh, I'm a yogi. Yes, I'm a yogi. I meditate 10 hours a day. I chant these mantras and I do all these pujas and I'm so special. It can be another way of bragging or feeling pride. So devotee is ready to give up that pride that I can't conquer the miseries, I can't conquer the difficulties by myself. That's intelligence. That's a smart person. So I'm asking for help. Sometimes that can be difficult to ask for help, right? Especially in our younger years. Oh, I can figure it out. I'm not going to ask anyone. I remember as a boy, I don't know where I got it from, but 9, 10, 11 years old, I didn't like to ask people for directions how to get somewhere. I felt ashamed. Oh, I should know how to get, but it's just silly. And it's such a waste of time. As we become mature, what a waste of time. Instead of, just like at work, instead of just so much struggle to just ask your coworker, oh, have you ever done this? Do you know someone that can help me? I don't want to waste time and trouble. Let me just look it up on Google or something, right? Isn't that smart? Why just waste time and so much energy? And so we understand that the goal is Krishna, and Krishna is supreme. He's the Bhagavan. He's qualified to help me. And so I'm going to ask for his help. So Srila Prabhupada goes on to say here, one should be confident that in all circumstances, Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. There is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see to that. One should always think himself helpless and should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. The only basis for progress. So this is the dependence, right? We were talking about how there's other children in your neighborhood, other houses, apartments. They're not thinking about you and they're not looking for you, but your children or you as a child, your parents they know you depend upon them, and your children know they depend. So how could you neglect them? And how could if we're thinking of Krishna and he knows we're depending on him? So that is Draupadi, isn't it, Chanti? You were saying that Draupadi, she finally realized that, oh, I can't protect myself. Hey, Govinda. And so it was the attitude. See that? So we may say, well, I don't know. Seems like there's a lot of difficulties in it, but I'm a devotee. Well, I mean, how much are we depending on Krishna? Really? What is our real attitude of helplessness? Just like when children grow up, they're young adults, 17, 16, 17, 18. They're not coming to you anymore very much. Oh, help me with this, help me with that, right? It's not like when they're 3 or 4 years old. Isn't that true? Anyone? Isn't that true? Usually?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Just to make sure that we're all here.
Yes.
So the 3, 4-year-old, they're asking, Mata this, Mata that, help me, help me. And so we think about them more, don't we? Don't we think about them more than the 14-year-old or 16-year-old? Oh, they know. They're getting along pretty much, But even they're 16, 17, if they're always I don't know what to do. What do you think about this? Then we know that they're depending on us. So it's the same with Krishna. he helps us according to our attitude of dependence. It's the same thing. If he sees that they don't ask me for help very much, so, but if we are like Draupadi, not that we always have to feel terrified all the time, but we're always in it because we should talk to Krishna in our heart. That, oh, Krishna Bhagavan, what about this? What about that? Thank you for this. Thank you. Talking to Krishna. The more personal we are with Krishna, the more personal he'll be with me. Srila Prabhupada said in one lecture about the deities, he said there's two words. There's Galagraha and Vigraha. So Vigraha, what does Vigraha mean? What is Vigraha?
Form.
What?
Form.
Yes, and especially the deity, the form of the deity, the arch of Vigraha. So there's Vigraha, and we understand that Krishna is present, and he will be present according. So then there is Galagraha, and Galagraha means a big weight around the neck. Like you have a rope, and then there's a heavy weight, a big block of cement. So he said that if we are not appreciating how Krishna can be present, and we're not appreciating the opportunity of bhakti, then the deity will become a big weight around the neck. Oh, I got to make these garlands. I have to offer incense and food and all these things, and it's a big weight around the neck. That's not very good. And on the other hand, if we associate with devotees and we're hearing about Krishna and we're chanting and understanding that Krishna is present, then it becomes that bhava. That bhava makes it, we want to do it. It's not a weight around the neck. So then he was saying that if you think that it doesn't matter, I can offer any rubbish, trash flower to Krishna. I can offer any kind of burned food and things, and Krishna won't say anything because the deity is just metal. What does the metal care? Or the marble. So Srila Prabhupada said, he won't say anything, but your spiritual life will be finished. Or it is finished. There is no spiritual life. That don't think like this, that Krishna is not present. Because Krishna will see, oh, you don't care about me, you're not paying attention to chant my names properly and to sing bhajan for me nicely and to cook some nice thing for you. Don't care. You think, just some Krishna, just some. Okay, well then I'm not going to reveal myself to you. And why should he? Why? I mean, even you have a guest, or even you have some friend. So you invite your friend of, oh, come over, we'll have some lunch together. But if you neglect them and you're busy doing other things and you're not very pleasant, why should they come back? You invite them again. Oh, come over for lunch. I'm not going to come for lunch. That's no fun. You don't even want me there. You don't pay attention. You're always looking at your cell phone. Isn't it? Why should the person want to be with you? But if, isn't this true? You invite someone to your house or you're on a date and you're very nice and, entertaining. You show that you care. Then they want to be with you. Isn't that a fact?
Yes, Prabhuji. Obviously, yes. It feels like an insult if they do that. It's not nice.
It's an offense. So yes. That's what it means, offense. We hear about offenses. So really what offense means is that Krishna feels we don't care. That's what it means. And doesn't it indicate that we don't care, if we don't pay attention in our seva to Krishna? We're chanting Hare Krishna, and then we're thinking so many things. We're not listening to Krishna's name, and we're thinking, oh, I got to do this, I do that. And she said that to me, and and Krishna's like, don't you care about me? What? You don't care? I mean, it's the same thing. You go on a date or something, or you're with someone and they're just looking at their cell phone. It's like, really? I thought you were my friend, or I thought you care. I mean, right? I mean, this is just common sense. And so Lord Krishna tells us that by bhakti, if you show some affection for me, you show that you care about me, I will reveal myself. I will reveal myself gradually. I will care about you. It's a two-way street. So this is very exciting, actually. Just have to, and Krishna is very easy. Even that Putana witch, she was acting like she was going to kill him. But she kind of acted like a mother, right? She tried to breastfeed him. So Krishna's such a nice person. He thought, oh, all right, I guess you're acting like a mother. So I will let you come back to the spiritual world. Wow, that's so kind, isn't it? So we should be encouraged. We should be encouraged to do our seva, our bhakti. Any questions or comments at this point? Otherwise, I wanted to read something. So this is in honor of Janmashtami, which was for you yesterday. For us, it was here in the US, it was today. So this is I'm going to read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, from the Madhya Lila, from the chapter, the instructions to Sanatana Goswami. And this specific chapter is called The Opulence and the Sweetness of Krishna. So it's a very long chapter. This is in the middle somewhere. So I'll read. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was describing the opulences and spiritual potencies of Krishna in this way, there was an awakening of love of Krishna within him. His mind became immersed in the sweetness of conjugal love, and he quoted the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. To exhibit the strength of his own spiritual potency, Lord Krishna manifested a form just suitable for his pastimes in the material world. This form was wonderful even for him and was the supreme abode of the wealth of good fortune. Its limbs were so beautiful that they increased the beauty of the ornaments worn on different parts of his body. Lord Krishna has many pastimes, of which his pastimes as a human being are the best. His form as a human being is the supreme transcendental form. In this form, he is a cowherd boy. He carries a flute in his hand, and his youth is new. He is also an expert dancer. All this is just suitable for his pastimes as a human being. My dear Sanatan, the sweet, attractive, transcendental form of Krishna is so nice. Just try to understand it. Even a fraction understanding of Krishna's beauty can merge all three worlds in the ocean of love. He attracts all living entities within the three worlds. The transcendental form of Krishna is shown to the world by Lord Krishna's internal spiritual energy, which is a transformation of pure goodness. This jewel-like form is the most confidential treasure of the devotees. This form is manifested from Krishna's eternal pastimes. The wonderful form of Krishna in his personal feature is so great that it attracts even Krishna to taste his own association. Indeed, Krishna becomes very eager to taste it. Total beauty, knowledge, wealth, strength, fame, and renunciation are the six opulences of Krishna. He is eternally situated in his opulences. Ornaments caress that body, but the transcendental body of Krishna is so beautiful that it beautifies the ornaments he wears. Therefore, Krishna's body is said to be the ornament of ornaments. Enhancing the wonderful beauty of Krishna is his three curved style of standing. Above all these beautiful features, Krishna's eyes dance and move obliquely, acting like arrows to pierce the minds of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. When the arrow succeeds in hitting its target, their minds become agitated. The beauty of Krishna's body is so attractive that it attracts not only the demigods and other living entities within this material world, but the personalities of the spiritual sky as well, including the Narayans, who are expansions of Krishna's personality. The minds of the Narayans are thus attracted by the beauty of Krishna's body. In addition, the goddesses of fortune, Lakshmis, who are the wives of the Narayans and are the women described in the Vedas as the most chaste, are also attracted by the wonderful beauty of Krishna. Favoring the gopis, Krishna rides on the chariots of their minds, and just to receive loving service from them, he attracts their minds like Cupid. Therefore, he is called Madana Mohan, the attractor of Cupid. Cupid has 5 arrows: form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. Krishna is the owner of these 5 arrows, and with his Cupid-like beauty, he conquers the minds of the gopis, though they are very proud of their super excellent beauty. Becoming a new Cupid, Krishna attracts their minds and engages in the rasa dance. Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white ducks around his neck. The peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appear like lightning in the sky. Krishna appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains, the gopis, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of life from Krishna, exactly as grains receive life from the rains. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is full in all 6 opulences, including his attractive beauty, which engages him in conjugal love with the gopis. Such sweetness is the quintessence of his qualities. Shukadev Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, has described these pastimes of Krishna throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing the descriptions, the devotees become mad with love of Krishna. So we go on hearing about Krishna associating with devotees, with Lord Chaitanya and the devotees in the line of Lord Chaitanya. And gradually we will become also mad after Krishna, which is what we want. So any questions or comments? Otherwise, we can finish our class.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So wonderful, so nectarian. It's just flowing when you're reading. Just want to hear more and more.
Yeah.
But yes,
so
we have the time constraint, so we have to finish at one
Yeah.
point, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Very welcome. When we hear that Lord Chaitanya and Sri Panchatattva are distributing love of God, one understanding of this, main understanding, is that they're distributing the process for awakening. Even more specifically, they are providing these transcendental literatures and giving us the opportunity to associate with devotees so that we can hear them together. So this is distributing love of God. We give someone the opportunity to hear about Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for this nectarian and divine class, and happy Shri Krishna Janmashtami to you.
Jai Shri Krishna Janmashtami.
Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that beautiful class. I'd like to request Viren Prabhu, I see your mic is on. Are you able to end for us? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhuji, just wanted to ask one question. Regarding deity worship, Archa Vigra worship, you said the Archa has to be, the Pran Pratishtha has to be done. So then only it is considered to be bona fide. So sometimes we have some deities in our homes, there the Pran Pratishtha is not done. So is that worship valid, or how does it go? I mean,
Yes, yes. Srila Prabhupada and the Vaishnava Acharyas have instructed us that the potential for Krishna to be present, according to the Vedic scriptures, is in one of seven forms. Maybe you have heard that. Forms made of marble, paintings made of sand, made of wood, in the mind, a form in the mind, visualize Krishna. That is also an authorized presence of Krishna, and it depends upon our devotion. Now, the deities in the ISKCON temples and other Vaishnav temples, they are installed. There's a certain, as you know, there's certain very special process for putting that Krishna agrees to be present. And they are installed deities. And there is a promise that we will do this puja such and such without fail. So that is a certain level of puja, and there's serious reactions if the installed deities that we have specifically invited to be present, if we neglect them. And so it is something, installed deities should, only those who are second initiated and are very steady should have installed deities. The deities which are not installed, we have photos or painting, or we have a murti, someone gave us a murti, or we buy murti. Krishna definitely accepts our offerings when it's done according to the instructions of Guru. And we should and can offer service, but the service should be very carefully only what we can do easily. You know, like suppose every Saturday or Sunday, I wipe the murtis or the photo of the glass. You know, I wipe and I clean, keep everything clean. Whatever we can do in a very regular, steady way, whatever schedule is good for us, that we offer incense and water, some fruits, Krishna will accept. If we are doing that under the direction of a senior devotee, Krishna definitely will accept our service, and there's much less, it's not that we won't make a fuss, we can't make an offense, but it is definitely not as severe. You know, suppose somehow we sleep late and we don't do what we usually do on the day that we usually do it. The reaction is not, Krishna doesn't become as offended, or it's not an offense as if it was installed deities. You understand? But even then, you know, if we're so, we come in very dirty clothes and we're offering incense, and we're just being neglectful, dirty. There are three main things in deity seva, Srila Prabhupada instructed: opulence, punctuality, and cleanliness. So the most important is punctuality. It's the most important that if we have made a commitment that every morning at 5 I offer incense or whatever it is, then punctuality. Because if we're not punctual, then why aren't we punctual? What are we doing? And again, it's especially critical with installed deities. And then the second, more or less equal, is cleanliness. That everything should be very clean. You know, the table where the picture is or where the murti, to always keep it free of dust and clean, and like that. And then the third thing is opulence. We don't have to make Raj kachoris, all the time, but it can be very simple, simple fruits, some cut fruit, some nuts. But if we have the money and we're able to do it, then it won't look good. You have 5,000 pounds in the bank and you're only offering banana. I mean, come on, can't you get, even buy some sweets for me? It just indicates a lack of care or love. Yeah. And uh, it everything depends on our bhakti, how personal we are, our attitude. So suppose uh, we're doing some puja at home, and then we have to go away. We go on vacation or we have to go on some business trip. So we should explain, my dear sir, my dear Lord, I'm sorry, I have to go and do these things. When I come back, I will take care. And it's called putting the deity to sleep. So you close your curtains, and but personal. And if we're late, or so we explain. Oh, I'm sorry. This. Please forgive me. Be personal like this, and Krishna will be personal with you. Just as personal, even as if the deities were installed. Now, one last thing uh, is that Krishna is Krishna, of course, with Sita Ram or Lord Nrsimha or Krishna. It's all Krishna. It's all God. But actually, there's some difference. Who knows what the difference? There is some difference. Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, and Sri Radha Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Nityananda. What is that difference with deities? Or just not deities, just in general? Has anyone heard that? What the difference is?
And Gaunida doesn't take offense very seriously, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. They're in different moods. Krishna is Krishna, but he has different moods. Just like even, we our mother, suppose our mother is, I don't know, a judge. So you can't go in the courtroom and talk to her, what's for dinner? How come you didn't wash my socks? You can't talk to her like that. It's a different mood. Simple thing. So yes, as you say, uh, as in his mood of Radha Krishna, that is most strict. No one should have installed Radha Krishna deities unless they're very stable and steady. And even non-installed, we should be very careful, not to start some kind of regular seva and then we stop. No, because they're in the mood, especially for us. Srila Prabhupada said, until you are in the advanced stage of Baba, you should see Radha Krishna as Lakshmi Narayan. So very strict. And then Lord Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, it's less, much less. And in Jagannath Puri, Lord Jagannath accepts worship even from people who are eating fish. That doesn't give us a license. But Krishna's in a much more easy, liberal mood. But still, that's even you have to be careful. And actually, Jagannath deities for the house are good, especially for children. And then, as you said, as Lord Chaitanya Nityananda Srila Prabhupada said, they don't accept offense. That is the safest, and that is recommended. Like we may have a photo, or maybe we have murti of Radha Krishna, but our puja, anything regular, should be for Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. I mean, that's what our, I don't want to say promise, but that is our steady commitment. And also, it doesn't mean we can't offer incense or something, fruit to Radha Krishna, but better not to start anything regular unless, if you can do it. If you or your wife or there's someone at home that every Saturday or every morning or whatever your schedule is, you can do the offerings, then yeah, there's no harm. But Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda don't accept offense. Srila Prabhupada said, even if you consider them just ordinary saints, oh, this is a saint, you'll still make a lot of advancement paying respect. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are special, very special. And we must do puja for them, especially in the beginning. You can forget it. Kiss it goodbye that we're going to awaken higher levels without puja to Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. You can forget it. It ain't going to happen unless maybe you're carrying from your previous life a lot of progress. Nope. Yeah. So we should have photos, murtis, offer something regular. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Is
Thank
that
you
all
so much.
right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're way late. So thank you so much for your company and the opportunity for Krishna Katha.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Please
much
don't
for
kill
your.
it.
Sorry. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the wonderful news today.
All
It's
glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha,
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
कृपा
सिन्धुभ्य एव च
सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां
पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
All glories to Shri Prabhupada. I wish everyone well. Take care.
Jai.
Be
All
happy.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna to Dina
Hare
Sharana
Krishna.
Prabhudas
Hare
for
Krishna.
beautiful, wonderful class today. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Bol. Glad you enjoyed.
Hari Bol.
Be happy.
Yes.
Hari
Thank
Bol.
you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.